Yeah.
Ooh, let's talk about the new law that happened yesterday.
What law? There's no new law. What are you talking about?
That is
Uh,
so funny. AJ doesn't know. I
Oh
know, Brian,
no.
you know.
Oh,
We
I
just blowing my
know.
phone up right now. They're like
All right.
freaking out about it.
Yeah.
We should
What?
talk about that on this podcast right
Let's talk
now.
about it. Let's
Yeah.
do it. What is it?
All right. Adam Binsman made a video. The roof strategist made a video, and
Yeah.
everybody's sharing it to my phone. It's if you haven't watched it, go to the roof strategist on YouTube, watch it. It's about the new, and you're gonna have to correct me, Brian, because I actually haven't watched the whole thing, but people are asking me all these questions, like I haven't researched it enough. So essentially, we're recording this on March 12th. March 11th, a new law was passed that essentially says, and I don't want to say this wrong, that if you have 1099 people, you're probably going to get looked at by the IRS, and they're probably going to try to convert them. If you're in the roofing space specifically,
Mhm.
just the way that we work for the most part of the country, if someone is relying on you for 90% of their income, is what I understand, then they're going to be automatically considered W-2, and you're going to have to pay their taxes and all their payroll taxes, all that stuff. You have to pay it all. Then that goes, sales reps are typically not going to like this because the thing we just talked about, having freedom, sales reps love that. Really great roofing sales reps love the freedom, love the flexibility, all that stuff. There's huge businesses built on this. This is, if I'm in Georgia, so I'm thinking of like Perimeter Roofing, and they're buying all these other subsidiaries using private equity. Well, that is how they're all organized that way. So I can only imagine they're freaking out because those reps rely 100% of their income on those entities. So the law is, that's the sales rep side. The other side is, do you have one crew that you use, which I have the majority of the time. Delaria Roofing was, and Peach State Roofing. Now I didn't know this law was going to happen, but now we actually split up our roofs quite a bit between both locations and multiple different crews. So we don't have a single crew that relies, like none of our crews actually rely 90% of their income on us at all. It's actually very spread out. So the crew part for us is not bad, but a lot of guys around the country have one crew that rely solely on that entity for their income, and they're going to get looked at the IRS too. And so you have sales reps freaking out, and now you have business owners freaking out because they have all these subcontractors doing their production part, and there really should be W-2 employees. So did I say it right, Brian? I think that's right.
Well, the biggest question is who carries the burden of proof to prove that? Who is it the subcontractor? They have to prove to the federal government that they are not relying on your roofing company for more than 90% of their income.
That is true. It is going to be very difficult to enforce still, but the law's in place, and some people are going to get made an example of, and it's going to be really unfortunate because they're just all they're going to do is is put a person on them, like put an IRS agent on that company, figure it out, look at the records over the past few years. Hey, you do $2 million, and you pay the same vendor for almost every one of your roofs. Done. It's done. It's done. They're already done. They're gonna owe back taxes on those previous years, and that's gonna happen. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it eventually. Not like 2023, 22, but as we move forward in the years, they'll do 24, 25, 26, all those years. It'll take several years for this to get enforced, but there is I'm not worried about it because of the way that we're set up. And both uh I mean, I haven't actually talked to this with Clay and Cameron at all, but they're technically subcontract, like independent sales reps. They want that though. If this can affect us if they uh if they start to enforce this, because this is not what sales reps want. They want their independence. We do not regulate their schedule. They they operate independently, and they love that. If it all gets enforced though, we'll probably have to change eventually for
Yeah, it's
good.
definitely a shakeup with that. But I think I'm in the same position as you where I have um just the way I'm structured too. It's obviously just me for now. And the crew I'm using, mean, they've been with me for, maybe I shouldn't say how long. Because
You
this has
shouldn't say they've been with you for,
they've,
about
they've been with me for more than one roof
30% of
install.
your jobs they've done for you for a little bit of time.
Right. But they work for new construction companies. They work for, I mean, they tell me all these companies they work for. They work literally 7 days a week.
Yep.
And it's just like, okay. And if I just pepper in my work into their schedule every now and then, it's like I'd love to use them. They're great. They're intuitive, they're receptive, they're great problem solvers, and they're just invaluable to me. And so I just showed, I mean, we were on a roof today, 12 squares, just knocked it out, brought them burritos and Gatorade, and just, hey man, thank you guys so much. And they're like, burritos. It's like that just energizes them to just work, because they just love working. They just love it. But yeah, that's where's the burden of proof lie in
Yeah,
that
and
law.
so people like me and you, we unless you're doing probably close, I mean, it's gonna have to be, this depends on the market you're in.